Hello, friends. How are you? So, I am in a bit of a pickle today. Something expired that I did not know expired. And because of that, I have a whole bunch of paperwork to do to find my trail, my paper trail, just like we do in a real estate transaction, except this has to do with something else. And it got me to thinking. I want to back up. I want to back up to where I was at when these things did not fall into place. It was the middle of the pandemic. Things were shut down. There was no communicating with people, and I at that time when I could not do physically I could not do what I needed to in order for this thing to renew. And so I followed what the advice of some people in conversations was, and I did what I thought was the best thing. And I actually thought it was taken care of. So it wasn't that I forgot about it. It was really kind of that I did not follow through later to make sure everything was okay. Because everything wasn't okay on the other end. However, as I'm looking at the papers on my floor and I'm looking through my notes, I'm realizing that I could have done a lot better job. When I'm working for a client, my paper trail is pretty good. I have everything in place, everything is organized, and everything, by and large, I minimize the risk of there being a challenge like this for them. So, why don't I do that for myself? This is my question for you today. Today's Act Day. So, this has to do with our actions. So, why did I not do for like I would my client and cover every base and go into the worst case scenario and try to do everything I could? So here are some of my thoughts. The first was busy. I was so busy. And I was in that trap of busyness where there was so much to do that I didn't have time to create this perfect picture. And after all, it was me. I would remember things and it would be fine. And I have a saying, which was everything was fine until it wasn't. And that whole idea being that, yeah, everything's good. It's, I'm doing the right thing. I'm a good person. I'm on the up and up. And you go through these steps and you're like, yeah, of course I'm fine. I'm a good person. And I'm doing a good job. And I work really hard. And look how busy I am. Right. So busyness was a factor. The second is that I am not that organized. That's not a shocker to anyone that knows me, but I am a person who struggles with organization and I struggle with systems. And if I can create systems for my clients that are bulletproof or almost bulletproof, why did I not create a system for myself that was almost bulletproof? Why did I have that premise that everything was just going to be fine? Okay, so that was my second thing. So my first was that I was in that trap of busyness. The second was that I was basically, I don't want to say I was not diligent on creating that bulletproof system for myself. And then the third reason was because I didn't think I thought it was fine. So I had that presumption of innocence, and I had that presumption of everything's going to be okay. Which, what we can do personally, like for our personal lives. But I'm learning, and this is a big lesson for me, is that when people are depending on me, I have to treat every part of that personal/professional piece like it's 100% going to fall apart. And I have to make sure that I have all systems in place, even when I feel like it's only for me. So big learning curve for me. I hope you can give me some good juju today to get this thing straightened out. As I say, I did do what I thought was the right thing, but I just was not bulletproof. And I certainly did not do this. I did not treat myself like a client, and I did not treat myself like the business. So anyway, working on that today. Big, 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 big humility here, right? Big humility. Uh, if you guys could share with me what it is that you do to keep yourself accountable for things like this, right? Again, I'm a sole proprietor. So what kinds of things do you put in place to keep yourself accountable like you would a client? I would love to hear it. And if you could let me borrow some ideas, I would love that. All right, my friends, I will see you. Good morning. Good morning. I will see you tomorrow. And hopefully I will have better news. We'll see. Take care.